Ooh. Hey there, I just got done with a short run, and back when I started running in 1980s, almost 43 years ago, everybody said, you don't want to run, it'll destroy your knees. And I think people are still saying that now. So the question is, has 43 years of running destroyed my knees? Let's talk about that. Hey everybody, it's Mark, and we are back to talk about a subject that many people wonder, is it true or not? And that is answering the question, does running destroy your knees? Now, I've had a little bit of experience with running. I've been running for the last 43 years. I started back in 1980 during high school, and pretty much have run consistently at least a little bit every year between 1980 and here we are in 2023. So 43 years of running, and over those 43 years, I did some quick math, kind of going back and trying to figure out what I ran over the years. I've run probably just over 40,000 miles at this point. A lot of that, about 10,000 of that, occurred in the first 4 or 5 years of running when I was running competitively in high school and college. And then pretty much from 1985 through now, I've run an average of probably 1,000 miles, 500 to 1,000 miles a year. A little bit more these last few years as I've been getting back into running. And over those 43 years, you would think that if running was bad for your knees, I would be a perfect case study for that. So let's talk about what has actually happened to my knees after 43 years and 40,000 plus miles of running. Are they destroyed or not? Well, I was kind of interested in knowing that myself, but I didn't really think too much about it until about a month or so ago, maybe a month and a half or so ago, back in mid-February, when I was doing a fair amount of training. I was did an indoor cycling workout, then I did a little bit of rowing, and then later on that day, I went out for an easy run. And during that easy run, I kind of misstepped a little bit. I didn't roll my ankle, but I kind of caught myself, and I kind of wrenched my knee a little bit. Nothing too dramatic. I didn't fall down screaming in pain or anything like that, but I did feel a little bit, and it kind of bugged me for a few days. Now I've done that a little bit on and off over the years, but this one, it hurt a little bit, and it didn't go away right away. So after about a week or so, I was like, okay, I better go have that checked out. So what I did was I made an appointment with an orthopedic doctor, sports medicine focused on non-surgical treatment of orthopedic injuries. And he's the same guy I went to last year when I had some issues with my hip. He properly diagnosed it, a good physical therapy program, and I'm back. My hip doesn't bother me anymore. But now I have this nagging knee problem. So I went back to him. I said, Doc, what's up? And he said, well, before we do anything, let's take some x-rays just to be sure. So what I've got here is those x-ray images, and I want to show you what he discovered. Okay, so let's go ahead and get over on this here, and we'll go over and take a look at this. Okay, so here you go. This is my knee, and this is my knee. This is my right knee, and as you can see, I don't know, you really can't read any. I'm not an expert x-ray reader, but the first thing he did was take a look right here along the joint here, and his explanation to me was, he said, the reason I wanted x-rays was to make sure if there was a drastic tear or something like that in a tendon, I would discover it here, and then also wanted to see if there was any arthritis. And that brings me to the point that I think most people think about when they think of running destroying your knees, is that it's just going to destroy your joint, give you a bunch of arthritis, and then you won't be able to walk. So what he discovered here was that the joint around there, there's no, if there was arthritis or degradation of the joint, the bone, either one side or the other, you would see that it would be, I think, a lighter color. And he said, there's a teeny tiny little bit, he says, but much less than the typical person of your age. So for me, I'm age 58. And so basically, he said, hey, there's no arthritis on the knee. And I said, well, I guess that proves the theory that running does not destroy your knees. And he said, yes, it's not running that destroys your knees, it's life that can injure your knees. And so what he discovered with me was that I have a small, very small meniscus tear, which is the meniscus is kind of on the inside of the knee here, and a small meniscus tear. And he said that's something that happens to a lot of people during adulthood and over their life. And way back in the day, back in like 1985, I think it was, I tweaked this right knee getting out of a Jeep. I had an old CJ7 at the time, and I was getting out and I kind of swung my knee around, and it kind of popped a little bit, and it hurt for a few days, and then I was fine. But every once in a while, over the last 35 years, it would hurt for a little bit and then go away. So this most recent little tweak of that has aggravated it a little bit more. And I'm in the process of doing a fairly aggressive rehab or prehab physical therapy to get it back, and it's working. But the bottom line is that in actuality, running or other impact activities does not destroy your knees or other joints. In actuality, it can strengthen them. The problem is that just in daily life, we end up tweaking, sometimes moderately or mildly, and other times major, some of the tendons and everything around that. So I can safely say that after 43 years of running and 40,000 miles of running, that running has not destroyed my knees. Now, it's not to say that other people are affected differently, but I did ask the doctor specifically about that, and he said no. He's been a practicing orthopedic for 15 years at this point. He's a relatively young guy, very active, very fit, and he does some work with some of the professional sports teams here in Atlanta. So he has a lot of experience. And he says, no, it's generally not something that damages the joints. Just like when I had my hip, they did an X-ray of that, and there was no arthritis there. So bottom line, if somebody tells you that running is going to destroy your knees or your hips or your ankles, that's not true at all. Actually, it does build bone density and improve bone density. But what we do run into just in a matter of life is we do end up tweaking some tendons and ligaments, and that is oftentimes what causes us a little bit of pain and takes us a little bit more time to recover. So it's not destroying your joint, it's just life that you get some injuries. So hope you found that interesting. It was kind of eye-opening for me. This X-ray did show me that my knees are still in very, very good shape. I'm dealing with this small meniscus tear that I just need to strengthen basically the muscles around my knee to allow the knee to work better and without some swelling and light pain that I've had. So I'm on the mend, working on it. I'm going to hopefully get back to running here in the next few weeks. But in the meantime, I'm still continuing everything else that I'm doing to try to stay as fit as possible. Still lifting, still rowing, still doing the stretching, and obviously the prehab. So I hope to be back running soon. But my knees are in great shape at the age of 58 and after 40 years of running. And my guess is if you're a runner as well, you're not damaging your knees at all. In fact, you're probably helping them. All right, that's it for now. Hope you found this video interesting. If you did, we'd love to have you as part of the community. So if you're not already a subscriber, go ahead and click that little subscribe button and join in the fun. And if you like this video and find it interesting and you want to share it with others, a big, gigantic thumbs up is a great way to share what we're doing here at Life Maximus with the rest of the YouTube world. So any help you can give us in that area is much appreciated. That's it for now. Hope you're doing well, and until the next one, be well.